Welcome back everyone to the complete Pineleaf. We have arrived in Ulthricar, and I did not find Dori, but I did find Hanar. Hello Hanar, I was wondering if you could tell me where I could find Dori. We're trying to call a council of the free peoples, and we need the help of Ulthricar.
Greetings.
You seek Dori. Alas, Dori has been captured by the Dourhands. An envoy of the traitors just left and said that if we did not turn over the mines to them, Dori would be killed. Oh, that's not good.
Will you help me?
And you say you're looking for a council of the free peoples? How could we give thought to a council with Dori gone? It was only with Dori's arrival and the hoard of gems he brought that hope began to creep back into our hearts. But Dori has been captured, and the gems lost, and hope is stolen away. If those men, those rangers, wish to have the help of the ranger dwarves of Ulthricar, then Dori must be freed. If you are the ranger's envoy, you do this if you desire our presence at the council. Dori is likely being held in the Dourhands camp to the west of Ulthricar. Free Dori and escort him to safety. Once he is free, we will make our decision regarding this council of yours. Right. Okay, this is another one that needs inspiration. Now, I personally feel that there is less call for this to have been an inspiration quest than the one in the Fellowship area. Alright, the one with the elves, I can see that one being requiring a fellowship perhaps, because, being with inspiration, because it's in an area that's designated as a fellowship area. It is possible that they could have just have moved the quest where you get him to somewhere else, but I presume story-wise it makes sense for him to be in the middle of this big group of elites, so they decided to retain his presence there. So I see inspiration as a reasonable way around that one. But this one, Dori's in the middle of a camp that, as far as I can tell, is a soloable area. And it's only when you're doing it with this particular quest that it becomes a little bit tougher. I think that you run into some of the tougher mobs that they're spawned by escorting Dori. So I think there is less of a cause in order to do that. Now, I really don't have to kill any of these enemies. I have completed every single deed in the North Downs now. Between episodes, I managed to go to Dourhands, which is a non-trivial task, I have to tell you. Because you do have all those elite mobs there, but I did have a few levels advantage, which helped me, probably helped me with my stealth, and helped me to survive the elites once I had to fight them. Being a warden, I'm sure, also helped in that case. But it was mostly going through with stealth in there. Not exactly what I would call exciting footage, so to speak. So I did not worry about trying to capture that on camera any. But it was just sneaking into Dourhands and those two parts. Oh yeah, isn't this the one that goes like that? Yeah. There you go. Because this is an easily solvable area. Strange thing is, I never run into any quests in this area, which means if there are any quests here, other than the one in Dori, I can't think of them. It could be that there are some that are given by the landscape or something like that, but no one gave me any quests to come into here, except for finding the stone, because there is a stone I was supposed to interact with up there somewhere. But outside of interacting with that stone in this part of the epic storyline, and I know that there is a captain's quest that takes you into this area. those are the only 3 quests I can think of. It could be there is some obscure quest somewhere, but my rules don't require me to do quests that are so obscure that you have to work really hard to find them. I'm supposed to not refuse any soloable quests. I mean, refuse any solo quests that I come across. But not being offered the quest in the first place, I say, well, if you're not going to tell me that the quest exists, I'm not going to bother with it. Especially if they don't count towards any deeds. Of course, if it counted for any deeds, I would probably have found out about it at some point. Hey, why do I have a quest missing from this deed to do all the quests in this area? That's been known to happen, I guess. Alright, I'm trying to clear the area before I speak to Dori. But anyway, I think some tougher mobs come when you call for Dori here, which is why they have inspiration here. But I think it's unnecessary. I think it's like escorting him out and maybe have 1 or 2 extra, maybe normal spawns would have been better.
Greetings.
Well, it's about time. These Dourhands took the hoard of gems I brought. We've got to get them back. Ultra is depending on them. Come now, before the Dourhands get suspicious. Good to be free of those bonds. Alright, now follow me. Alright, there we go. Let's find out where Dori is. They're deep in the camp. Alright. Oh, see? Yeah, because these are all signatures, as you see. And you can see that I now have inspired greatness. Yeah. But we have a couple of signatures and normals here. I think a couple of normals and greenies would have been, might have been able to, or maybe a sig and 2 normals, since we do have Dori helping us. I think we might be able to do that without inspiration. Of course, with... Actually, what are the levels of the spawned ones? 28. Yeah, so I am... It might even be possible to do it as is without inspiration. Unless, of course, you're a little bit under-leveled. But then I'm not. No, actually, I think there was another quest here at some point. I just don't remember what it was. And this has something to do with the captain's quest. Now, we do have that thing there, an old chest. I can't remember what quest that's for. But yeah, this is the Dourhand Gem Thief 28. There you go. There. Here! There's the chest. Just a moment. Alright, I've got the gems. Let's be off. Barukazad. I'll be glad to leave this place behind. Oh yeah, my last time in the North Downs, right? Once this is finished, I'll be finished up with the area once this happens. Dourhand Falconer. Yeah. There you go. For the Longbeards! Just said the spawned ones are a little bit tougher on there, and sometimes I guess it is tough because maybe if everything else respawned in this area at the same time that the quest ones spawned in, it might be a bit tough. Actually, you have to be careful about going out of Dori's area, because if you go too far from him, then you could lose the inspired greatness. If you lose the inspired greatness, then you have to worry about getting it back up. As I said, it's not as a strong a need its inspiration in some other places, so that little quirk is probably not as bad as it would be in some other inspired areas. Oh! Speaking of respawns, you're in the awaits, villain. I hope he was talking to that Dourhand and not to me. We're nearly free of the camp. Alright, yep. He has to make sure that he kills every Dourhand and bird along the way. And the next is quest spawn set. Let's see, that gives me, how much does it give me? Because right now I have 16,000 morale. I have to see how much morale I have when I am out of this place. And that we are done with this quest. Don't falter now! Only a little bit further. I think we've hit the last of the spawned enemies. Alright, I'm sure he's going to go after that bird. Yep! Good. And it's pretty much the end of the epic for the North Downs. I mean, yeah, I know there's a slight bit of follow-up and all that, but from the point of view of actual quests, there you go. For the Longbeards! Good. And that means next week I can be able to start with the Trollshaws, which would be the next major area to do. So I am doing even them off camera because I have to keep track there. I've escorted Dori to safety. That's good. Which means now I can speak with Dourhands again. Actually, maybe I should go this way. Oh, and what's my morale now? 3,600. Oh yeah, that's a significant amount of inspiration. I am back.
Greetings.
You've done a great thing for the dwarves of Ulthrakar this day. Dori arrived not long before you and is resting inside, but he told us that you're valiant rescue. We are at your service. Okay, good. Now, what about that council I asked about?
Come and stay a moment.
Before he retired, I told Dori of your message about this council of Estildine. He recommended that we should go, and I agree with him. The dwarves shall lend their might to the council and free all the North Downs from the clutches of the enemy. Go now and tell the rangers we shall come. And that means we have finally spoken with all three groups of people. Yay! I must admit that in all the times that I have done this quest, until today I never noticed that there was a date attached to Halberad's study. Halberad's study, December 8th. Alright.
What do you need?
These are good tidings. With the dwarves aiding us, our chances of turning the tide against Angmar are much greater. You have done very well this day, Pineleaf. Very well indeed.
Stay a moment.
While I await the arrival of those coming to the council, I must ask one final task of you. My chieftain Aragorn must be told of what has transpired here. I also would ask that you seek his counsel, as the position I find myself in is an unusual one. Aragorn has always been the one to lead, to organize, and to inspire. If only the matter he was seeking to was not of much greater importance, then he would be here. That cannot be helped, though. By now Aragorn should have arrived in the refuge of Rivendell in the Trollshaws. It is hard to ride. It's a hard ride that awaits you, but word must be taken to Aragorn of these matters. Look for him in one of our guest rooms in Elrond's house. And there you go, to speak with Aragorn in Rivendell. Now this is a level 30 quest. You say, okay, I can easily go to Rivendell. But the quest that's after that, that's a level 37 quest, the one that actually starts out book 4. So that can wait until we get to Rivendell in 2 episodes, I believe. So that means instead, well, next time we have a bingo episode, so at least that won't be a problem. That, and we have quite a bit of questing to do in the troll shawls in the meantime. Alright. I suppose I have to actually talk to Aragorn before that door unlocks. Not that... I think that opens up some daily quests or something like that once you do that. Yeah, I think that's what it does. I think it opens up some daily quests in the area. And the daily quests I don't think are... Yeah, I think it's actually some things in Dourhands probably. Well, that would be my guess. I'm not too sure. Well, it doesn't matter. We are done with the main quest lines for this area. And I think that means it is time for me to answer a little piece of mail that I have in Bree. Ah, hello there. Norris Strawley. I was asked to come here to pick up a package.
Hello there.
Ah, so you're the famous warden who helped the Utter Ridges. And they have sent a package for you. Here you are. Alright, very well. Ah, a package. Let's see what's in this. Alright, we have a nice robe here. Wait, that is quite a nice robe. And also a nice dress. Of course, another one is exactly what I will call armor for going out, but I'm not exactly well armored as it is anyway. Now, that takes care of what we have down in this area, and I checked out my quest log, and it is we have this thing to go to Rivendell, which I said I was going to do when I get there with bingo. We have a reputation quest for a numinous, which when I get to Tinendir, I'll take care of that. And the third one is a group quest. So that's what I call a pretty clear quest log. Unlike some of my other characters who have about 30 or 40 quests constantly clogging there. But that's pretty good. And my deed log is also pretty good on the most part. Alright, Breeland, we do have those ghost things, which are a fellowship type area. Shire's clean. Erluine is clean. Lone Lands, we have that exploration of Garwin, which requires you to go inside of group instances to complete. And of course, these two... Actually, that's the Garwin one. That's one that it feeds into, and that is the other one it feeds into. North Downs is clean. Trollshalls I haven't entered yet, but I'm sure that's going to fill up pretty quickly. Misty's, of course, a long time away. Ivendim, I'm just opening that one up, and I'm doing that on the side. Angmar, well, it'll be a while before I get that all finished up. Forhel, I haven't been anywhere near. Of course, Eregion, and Enid and Dunman, of course, are probably 6 months before those lands even open up. The Enid is open up because I discovered a marker in Thorns Hall, but the rest of the markers are all in Enid. Obviously, that'll be in my log for a while. So, I think that makes this a good place to finish up, and next time we'll be back in Oscarruth for Bingo Boffin, where we are going to head out and continue our quests down in that direction in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.